What's up, Phirst Contention fans? Yes, we are back today on the show. Lob City lobs it to another coach. Thoughts on the playoffs in the NBA this far, and lack of thoughts thereof for Titus Young. Phirst Contention coming right at you.
Let's get this party started.
Coverage tight, spotlight on tomorrow. Who you with? Trust, you'll be delighted that you followed. At Phirst Contention, the invention. We debate sports, of course we should mention.
What's that?
We cover games, we don't play suspensions. We 100, so if your star's missing, we let you know your squad surely gone fishing. We never fish though, no, not our motto. We sport on deals, on court, on fields. The victors, the vengeance, the legends, latest invention.
What up? What's happening? Yeah, it's been a while, but we're back. I'm your host today, Titus. With us tonight, 3-4 squad. We've got Steve Davis.
What's going on, everybody? Strive higher every day. We're back.
And playing whack-a-mole in this other screen, we've got Joshua Harris.
What's going on, Phirst Contention fans? I'm back.
Kind of missed you. Kind of. Well, let's jump right into it. News came out today. Vinny Del Negro, former head coach of the Clippers, out. Contract not renewed. What do you guys think? Deserved? Not deserved? And who do you think will be following up on him? Josh, Steve, who wants it? Who wants it? Who wants it? Who wants it?
I'll let Josh take it. He's been.
Okay,
I'll take it. I mean, I think this is just a bad decision, but then again, it's the direction that the NBA is headed. No one wants to wait. They want it, and they want it now. It's all about business, and if you can't produce it, we're going to move on to the next. So the Clippers decided that they're going to be moving right along to the next option. I don't know who that's going to be or who could do a better job. Now I'm sure there's going to be coaches jumping to take the Clippers now that they're a decent team. But in the past, I mean, when's the last time that the Clippers were a winning team before Vinny Del Negro? I don't think anyone knows the answer to that question. It's been just about a decade or more.
Josh, sorry, your time is up. Yep. Third season, folks. We are going to keep these succinct. Yes, things moving on. Yeah, it's unfortunate that the Clippers decided to move on. We're talking about a team that won the Pacific Division for the first time, and like Josh said, a long, long time. And they lost 26 games. So according to my math, that means they won 56 games. This is good for the Clippers. Things are finally looking up. You're talking about a team that was finally the talk of L.A. I know the Lakers are bad, but you're the talk of L.A. Bad decision. You should have held the fort with Del Negro.
Look, the thing about it, man, Vinny Del Negro is one of the most scrutinized, underappreciated coaches in the NBA. I mean, he took a team that hasn't been in the playoffs, and let me give you guys a fact, 13 years. They've been in the playoffs 2 straight times, 56 wins, winning the division title for the first time in a long time. I mean, he's been doing some good things with the team, but it all boils down to his strategy at the end of games. I mean, sometimes he doesn't look like he knows what's going on. He try to put everything on Chris Paul's hand. And maybe that was the case in Chicago. He try to put everything in Derrick Rose's hand, and he doesn't come up with a game-winning strategy. But at the same time, the man does produce wins, and he does turn a franchise around. So I believe he's still underappreciated. Moving on, we're going to talk about the rest of the NBA. As you all know, we got the Memphis Grizzlies playing the San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference Finals, and the Miami Heat playing the Indiana Pacers in Eastern Conference Finals. Now, we all know that it's kind of like a landslide, maybe, that the Miami Heat are going to go to the finals and possibly win it all this year. But what is your takeoff from what's happened so far in the playoffs? I mean, we've had some exciting teams like the Golden State Warriors, and the Indiana Pacers are still playing well. The Knicks did a little bit, but what are your guys' takes from the playoffs so far? Ty, what do you think?
I mean, I can't help my Chicago bias, but I'm gonna start off in Chicago. I mean, obviously you have the whole Derrick Rose situation, but I mean that's beating a dead horse. I'm gonna talk about the bench mob. What happened to the bench mob in the year where so many players went down? If we had the same bench mob that we had last year, Lord knows I've never missed Kyle Korver so much. But what's even crazier, Brian Scalabrine. How many seasons did Brian Scalabrine sit on that bench just thinking, I'm one injury away from getting into the game. I'm one injury away from getting into the game. This year, everyone felt, where's Scalabrine? White Mamba, we missed you. Sorry, your timing did not work.
White Mamba. Yeah, he probably could have helped the Black Mamba because they got swept in the first round. Anyway, I believe this year has just been kind of different, kind of weird. I mean, there's really no kind of top-heavy teams except for the Miami Heat. I mean, everything else is kind of up in the air. It's kind of exciting watching how the Golden State Warriors kind of battled in the playoffs and how the Memphis Grizzlies are playing the best basketball they've ever played, even after trading Rudy Gay. I mean, they have a possibility to go to the finals this year if they beat the Spurs. But the way that they're playing is kind of a blueprint that the Spurs used to play, like Tim Duncan and David Robinson. They got the big boys in the middle, Zebo and Marcus Gasol. So you never know what may happen with them. But like I said before, I feel like it's still set up for the Heat to win. I mean, it's kind of disappointing that the Knicks lost and you know the Bulls lost, and there's really no competition for the Heat in the East.
This playoff series has been a very interesting one, and have come to accept the fact that it may just be the end of an era, in the era of Kobe, the Black Mamba Bryant, as we know him and have known him through history, and the end of an era for the Lakers. I think that they're done. That's it. Kobe's going to hang it up to dry. There's nothing left in them. Walk out while you're close to the top, at least. As for everything else, we're talking about teams we wouldn't have thought about talking about in the playoffs 2 years ago. We're talking Golden State Warriors, the Clippers. No one would have imagined this just a couple years ago. And I'm rooting for my San Antonio Spurs to take it to the Miami Heat in the finals because T-Mac is back. 13 points in 35 seconds 8 years ago. We're going to do it again, and we're going to do it for San Antonio Spurs indeed.
They used to be my favorite player.
Number one. That's right. Number one. Moving right along, we're going to talk about Titus Young, suffering from some mental illnesses, as reports say. What are you guys' thoughts about him specifically and about recent illnesses and concussion issues that have come out in the NFL all around? Thoughts, Ty?
I mean, what can you say about Titus Young? Coming out of Boise State, we knew that he had some baggage, but leave it up to the Lions to pick someone. We're talking about a guy who was arrested, 3 times in, a week and a half? Something like that, including twice on one day. The crazy, oh, snap, just 4. This dude, see, when you lose count of how many times someone gets arrested, that's when you know it's been too much. Crazy thing, I thought, he got caught for driving with under the influence. His car was taken to the impound lot. Then this fool was found climbing on the fence. I know you was thinking, I know this fool is not on the fence. When we look at the fence, I bet this fool ain't going to be in the fence. Titus, get your black ass off that fence!
Steve, what are your thoughts about Titus Young and some of the bad decisions he's made?
Yeah. So, I mean, you can't explain this guy. I mean, he really does need a lot of help. I mean, Brandon Marshall tried to come on ESPN and kind of talk a little bit about, you know, the mental disorders that are, you know, coming at common into the NFL now. I mean, I don't know if it's coming from concussion or head injuries, but, you know, these guys are going through some crazy things. And the crazy thing about it, he got arrested 4 times, but the worst thing, his girlfriend, baby mama, put a restraining order on him because he said, oh, I remember what OJ said, and I understand why he wanted to kill his wife. What kind of stuff is this?
How old is this kid?
23.
23? Does he deserve a pass
No.
for immaturity? No.
There's so many players out there who
Wait.
want to make it to the league.
This is the guy who said he is better than Calvin Johnson.
Boy, stop.
All right, so Titus Young does not get a pass. The Spurs will hopefully whoop on the Miami Heat. And Vinny Del Negro is gone.
Phil Jackson.
Did I miss anything?
Think they're making a play for Phil Jackson?
Phil's not coming back.
LA.
Loser. Well,
Back it on.
that is all for our episode of Phirst Contention. We thank you for watching.
First.
We will be back with some more episodes coming up, and we ask that you continue to follow along and join our sports debate.
T-Mac is back.
Titus Osina, Josh Harris, I'm Stephen Davis. We're signing off. See you next time.
Ride with Phirst Contention, that's full throttle in. We sport on deals, on court, on fields. The victors, the vengeance, the legends, latest invention. Phirst Contention. We sport on deals, on court, on fields. The victors, the vengeance, the legends, latest invention. Phirst Contention. Game face grit, like born for playoffs. Say it all in small time like payoff.